Every serious Kubernetes production setup uses this. Not host path, not empty directory, persistent volume and persistent volume claims. The real way to handle storage. This is part 21 of the Kubernetes series. Day 20, we learned empty directory dies with the pod and the host path is tied to a node. Neither is suitable for the real production storage. What if you need a storage that lives independently of any pod? Storage that survives pod deletion, that can be managed by admin. Developers can simply request without knowing the underlying infrastructure. This is exactly what persistent volume and persistent volume claims solve. Think of it like a renting apartment. The building owner, the cluster admin, build apartments and list them as available. That is persistent volume. A tenant, the developer, fills out a rental application form saying that I need a 2-bedroom apartment. That is persistent volume claim. Kubernetes is a property manager. It matches the right tenant to the right apartment. A persistent volume or PV is a piece of storage that is provisioned by the cluster admin. It has capacity, access mode and reclaim policy. It exists independently of any pod. A PVC is a request for storage by the developer. It says I need 500 megabytes of storage with read-write once access. Then it is find the matching PV and binds them. Once bound, the developer mounts the PVC into their pod without caring about the underlying storage. Access modes are important to know. Read-write once mounted by one node at a time. Read-only many mounted by many nodes as read-only. Read-write many mounted by many nodes for reading and writing. Reclaim policy control what happened to PV when the PVC is deleted. Retain keeps the data. Delete removes it. Recycle wipes it and make it available again. All the code are on YouTube post. Please check it out. This is our persistentvolume.yml file. So our persistent volume is called myPV. So the capacity is 1 gigabyte and the access mode is read-write 1 and the reclaim policy is retain. That means the data stays even when PVC is deleted. It uses host path as an underlying storage for a Minikube demo. This is PersistentVolumeClaim.yml and the name is myPVC. It has request for 500 megabytes with read-write once access. Kubernetes will find our PV and bind them. The volume created, PVC created. So both PV and PVC created. Kube control get PV shows the status as bound. Kube control get PVC shows status as bound. So they are matched and ready. Now let's apply the pod. Pod created. As you can see, the pod mounts the PVC at storage folder. We write a file and read it back. Can you see? We have written in this file. Okay. Now delete the pod and recreate again. So now I have deleted my pod. The pod deleted. Now I'm recreating again. Pod created. Will the data be there? Let's check. Yes. That's what PVC do. The file is still there because it lives in the PV, not the container. We have deleted the pod, we have recreated it, the file survived, the data is still there. So that is persistent volume in action. I hope you understand. That's all for today. Thank you. Follow for more.